Hey guys, welcome back to our first review video. Now, a few months ago, OrcaTorches reached out to us to ask us to review one of their new torches, and we thought, why not? We might as well see what it's like and give an honest opinion as dive instructors, how we actually find the torch, how it is for guiding, and just a bit about the torch. So we took it for our extensive testing in Bermuda, and as you can see just now, we're in the Maldives. We've just finished up an awesome liveaboard with the MV Emperor Explorer, where it was absolutely awesome, and we actually put this torch also to test in the Maldives. So we didn't just test it in Bermuda, we also tested it in the Maldives as well. So we've got some really cool footage coming up for that, guys, for you to check out. I'm going to talk about the light and tell you a bit about it. So it comes in a really nice case, and you get a nice setup with the torch. You get the torch, of course this has already been used, but we have a nice lanyard for it, and it is nice and designed, sleek, nice frame, nice structure, and it is very robust because we have already given this torch a bit of a battery. And what's nice to open the torch is you just open it up, just unscrew it just like this. When you unscrew it, the battery is inside. It's a 5000 mega amp battery, which gives really good battery life endurance for it as well. And what's really unique is you actually charge the battery through a USB, which is the first time I've actually ever seen that, which was actually really interesting. So you get a nice USB cord for it, and you can just plug it into any charger, and all you do is you just place the battery charger into the battery, just like that. Now, I didn't actually realise that was the case. The first time I pulled out this torch to charge it, I actually struggled with that because I was actually surprised that there was an USB. I was looking for a charging block, so it's actually really nice and easy to charge. It takes a few hours with a red dot that appears up here. After a few hours, the light will turn green and you're good to go. To undo the battery as well, you just unplug it once it's done, and all you do is place this end of the battery into the tubular end of the torch. Then this part here, we just screw it back up. Before we screw it up, you're going to notice there's some O-ring. We actually have a triple O-ring protection in here, and what they also give you, Orca give you some spare O-rings as well. So put some loop on that and then screw the torch nice and back up. Now, the torch that we are testing is actually the D710, which is actually a really nice torch. It was very bright. There was some issues I did notice with it when I was testing it, is the button can become very sticky. I did struggle to turn it on the very first few times. So you turn it on by hitting the light. It gives you round about on 6 levels of power, and the most powerful is round about 3000 lumens. So it's a very, very powerful battery. So it's a very, very powerful torch. It gives you 3000 lumens, so really bright, and all you do is you press the button each time to lower the level down, as you can see. Nice and easy. So you got the brightest, down one, down another one, and off. So you get 3 different settings of brightness. It is a great torch to actually dive with. So as I was saying, we've extensively tested this light, the OrcaTorch D710, in Bermuda at night and also at day. We've tested wrecks, the reefs, the swim-throughs, and in the beautiful Maldives as well while we've been here. We've taken it here and we've tested it in the Maldives as well. So you guys are going to see how it performs in subtropical conditions, tropical conditions, at night, in overhead environments. We wanted to properly test it. Stay to the end to hear our actual review of what we really thought of this torch. Let's jump in, guys, let's check this out. As we move through the Hermes, you can see the light and the quality of the beam the D710 is giving to us. And the Holly is like, wow, that light is blinding. So you can see the light is very bright. Now we are sitting around about 20 meters just now, and it's twilight, so it's giving some very good light coverage. As you can see, the range on it at the moment, you're getting around about 5 to 6 meters of range there back to the door, so it is giving some good light. And funny enough, all the other divers on this dive are using OrcaTorches as well, a variation of them. Now I would like to say again thank you to OrcaTorch for actually letting us give it an honest review. They did send us a torch for us to test, but we said we would only do it if we could give an honest opinion, because we want to give you guys the truth, how we feel kit uses. We just don't want to be giving kit and then just say it's good just for the sake of it. We want to give honest reviews, so do stay till the end to actually hear how I actually felt about a torch, what points I thought were very good and which points I thought were areas to be improved. But even outside the wreck, as Holly's filming, you can see it's actually giving nice beam as well. And on the coral as well, you can see the way it's lighting up. You know, it's starting to get dark, but it is giving, even though there's still some daylight out there, it is actually giving some good quality light for you to use as a spotlight. And then Southwest Breaker at night. And surprisingly, it is actually giving off very good light for the size of it. You can see how bright it is. Now you do get that hot burn spot, but it is a spot dive light. It's not really for video. So you do get that hot spot center as we come across a Bermuda chub in the open. And then even in swim-throughs, we tested inside swim-throughs. We're going through Hangover Hole. It's a cavern in Bermuda, and you can see it actually does do very well in lighting up even in a cavern. You'd expect that from a torch with a reputation like OrcaTorch. It does pick up the sediment quite a lot for video, but again, this is not for video, this light. This is just for diving, spotting, and it is giving us some very good light as we move through the caverns at Hangover Hole in Bermuda. Again, we're sitting probably around about 15 meters right now, but it is giving a very nice wide beam with a centered hotspot, and it is lighting up the area really nice for us moving through the cavern. Even in the Maldives, when we test it at night, as we have this pink whipray cruising past, you can see it's giving good light. The other divers actually have OrcaTorches, funny enough, again on their cameras and lights, but it's giving actually a very good light. And even when this shark swims above me out of nowhere, it really does light up the shark and give that awesome shot. But again, stay back to see what my honest review is coming up just now. Okay guys, I really hope you enjoyed seeing the footage of the Orca D710 on the dives. Now, as I promised, I would give you an honest opinion of this torch. Now, I was very impressed with it. The 3000 lumens from such a small torch gave so much power. It was incredible, especially in the swim-throughs. It does have a very narrow beam as well, so it is almost a point torch. It's not going to be ideal for videos, because when I was using it for GoPro, when I was filming some episodes and everything, it gives a very, very bright burn spot in the center. So it has a very, as you can see here, it has a very bright burn spot in the center of it. So when you're using videos or trying to shoot video of it, it isn't ideal. But to be fair, that is not what the purpose of this torch is. The purpose of this torch is to dive, have a light for night dives, in swim-throughs, overheads. So I was very aware of that. But if you are shooting, using it for video, because maybe you see something, you don't have a dive light with you, a video light with you, and you see something really cool in the reef, you know what you need to do is you need to pull it out wide and catch the subject matter pull out wide and say catch the subject matter on the outer ridges of the light beam, and that'll light it up so you avoid the burn spot when you're shooting video. But again, as I said, this is not for shooting video. This is for actually diving, exploring reefs, exploring the wrecks, and actually spotting things on your dive, looking around. So the torch is specifically for as a point, looking, exploring on the wrecks, the reefs, to find the little critters, to find whatever's in the wreck hiding away, or also just using it on a night dive to see where you're going as well. It does give that. I would say realistically, if you are diving this, I would use this more as a backup light on a night dive instead of your main primary. It does have 3000 lumens, which is very good, really bright, but for me I prefer a slightly bigger beam for a night dive. But for an actual backup light on a dive, it would be highly recommended. I would definitely use this. But to be honest, if you didn't have a backup light, this would be a very good primary torch. Just my personal preference, I would go a slightly bigger torch with a slightly higher lumen and a wider beam for a night dive. But again, that's just my preference, and I would use this regularly as a backup light. But I have used this as a primary light, and it does do the job on a night dive as well, so I can't actually fault it for that too much. And it is very powerful, very bright. It is reasonably priced as well. It was, of course we were given one of these to test, but it was around about, I think around about $150 to $160, sometimes $170 depending where you're in the world. Especially in the islands, it's maybe a bit more expensive from your retailers, but it is a very good torch. Other things I did notice about the torch was sometimes the buttons can be quite sticky. Now what I mean by that is when I'm pressing them down, sometimes I would have to press it a few times to actually get it to turn on, or to flick through the modes. Sometimes I'd even have to hold it to turn off, because when I first got it, it was struggling to turn on sometimes. It would be a bit more of an effort to get it on, just like now, it took a few attempts to get it turned on. So that's one thing I would say, if they could work on the sensor to make it easier to turn it on and off, because sometimes it does stick a lot and it's a bit forceful to almost get it on. But that's really the only criticism I would have of the torch, is that the button is sometimes a bit sticky for you. It's a very compact torch, which I really like, but one of the things I love about it so much is the fact of its battery. And what I mean by that, as I said earlier in the video, is the fact the battery is compact and how you charge it. You know, as I said, me and Holly are travelling around the world all the time. As you can see, we're in the beautiful Maldives right now. I've been diving, back to Bermuda next week. We're then back into Turks and Caicos, and as you can imagine, we are constantly carrying chargers for GoPros, video lights, our DSLR rigs, our phones, everything else. So it's a real pain carrying so much charging blocks, even for our other dive lights, where this is just a cable that plugs into the battery, and you can plug it into your other chargers via USB or even your computer. So this is one of the big advantages I'd say this torch is for traveling. It's perfect because you can charge it anywhere on the go and you don't have to carry bulky charge kits. That is one thing I'd say is a huge plus for this OrcaTorch. I do love the fact you can charge the battery via USB. But I really hope you guys felt we gave an honest review, honest opinion for you guys, because for us, yes, we love reviewing kit. We're more than happy to review kit, because that's one thing you guys have been asking recently, is for us to review kit more. And for us, we want to give you honest reviews, give you honest views of, would we use this kit, would we buy this kit ourselves? And to be honest, I would buy this torch myself, and I would use it regularly on dives. Could use it as a primary if I didn't have a bigger light with me, and it'd be ideal as a backup. But to be honest, I have been diving, this torch now has probably done 50 dives already, and it's great as a backup, especially when I'm guiding in Bermuda with the wrecks and the reefs. I just attach on with a bolt snap onto my BCD, and I'm able to just have it ready there, and it's nice, compact as well. So honestly, yes, I would buy this torch. I would use it in all honesty, and I have been, as you'll see in the videos. If you actually look back in our videos, you will notice it hanging off our BCDs when we're doing selfies. So we are being honest, we are using this torch. I would just say the button just needs, the on and off switch needs to be improved and switched through the modes. I know they have this locking, intelligent locking system on it to make it so you don't accidentally misoperate it by putting on or off, but I find sometimes that creates stickiness, especially when you see something cool and you need to spot it quickly and show it to your fellow divers or your tourists that you're showing. your guest divers that you're showing quickly to show them. Sometimes it can take a while to get it on. That's the only hiccup I would say of the torch. But again guys, I really hope you find this valuable, and if you enjoyed it, please comment below. And if you have an Orca or use an Orca, actually we'd love to know what you guys thought of the torch and which model you have. But again guys, this was the Orca D710, and thank you to the guys at Orca for asking us to do an honest review of it and allowing us to be honest to you, because for us and our viewers, we want to be open and honest to you guys, giving you valuable information and hopefully trustworthy information for yourselves. So I thank the guys at OrcaTorches for sending this across to us for us to test, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And we'll see you guys in the next video.